Let me make sure I've enabled. Okay. All right. I disabled the waiting room so that way everybody can just come in. Okay. So day 5, last day of the kvCORE challenge. I've gotten a lot of feedback from people who've been able to come into the Zoom and then people who are just getting the email recordings. If by any chance you have not received those recordings, they are all living on my YouTube channel in a 5-day challenge playlist. So they're all going to be there so that way you can come back and be able to find them. If you don't know what my YouTube channel is, it's just kvCORE Coaching with Jackie. If you put that in the Google search, it should direct you straight to my YouTube channel. And if you are not using YouTube as a real estate agent, I would highly encourage you to start to find ways that you can implement that into your everyday stuff. I just received a referral, and I don't even really do real estate all the time. Like I do all of the referrals and stuff for our team and for my husband, but I don't typically deal with the referrals. But this was, she was a teacher and she's in North Carolina, and she reached out to me over Instagram and she's like, hey, I found you on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad you found me. I didn't know I was lost, but thanks. And she said, hey, she said, I am considering getting my real estate license, but my parents are looking to relocate from North Carolina to Arizona. Can you help them? And guess what? I wasn't even putting out content about, hey, let me help you relocate on YouTube. It was just my podcast that goes on there for teachers in real estate. So if you're not using YouTube, I would encourage you to try to figure out, like, research ways that you can use it. Follow real estate agents that have a high presence on YouTube and just copy what they're doing. You can always copy anything I do. Okay, so day 5, we're going to talk about Facebook Marketplace ads, and I'm actually going to need a volunteer because I am in Facebook jail currently, so I am not able to access the platform. So whoever is the volunteer, guess what? You get to do what we're doing hands-on. So muscle memory, it helps out. But basically, a lot of people use kvCORE squeeze pages and they get extremely frustrated because they're not getting any activity on it. A lot of the things that are kind of occurring are you're not thinking like a consumer. So as a consumer, my information is extremely valuable to me. I do not want to just give everybody my emails and my phone numbers and my name because I know what they're going to do. They're in a commission-based business. They're going to try to call me, email me, talk to me all the time, and that's annoying to me. Again, we are competing with Zillow and Realtor.com and anybody else that decides to create a platform where they can view homes and they don't have to put in their information until they want to save the home, or if they want to actually request a showing. Okay. So you have to keep in mind, you have to create squeeze pages, whether it's a single one or a multi one, that makes it harder to use the Zillow platform to find that information. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is how to create a single property squeeze page and then put it on Facebook Marketplace. I do this every single day. I usually get in a week about 30 leads. I'm not going to lie. The majority of them are trash. Some of them are bots. Some of them are people who want to tell me about buying a house with Bitcoin. So I just ignore those people. But the ones that are actually interested, we've converted 3 in the last quarter. So in quarter 2, we closed 3 leads from Facebook. My husband actually just picked up an additional for our quarter, that was quarter 2. Quarter 3, we just picked up a cash buyer who's buying a $700,000 house, and it just happens to be our listing. So these do work, but it is a numbers game. Okay. It's like, hey, I want to lose weight. Well, I ate a salad yesterday and I still haven't dropped the 5 pounds that I want to. Okay. It's over time. So just stick with this for the long game. First things first, you're going to go to your MLS, just because searching for homes for niche properties is easier to do on MLS than it is inside of kvCORE. So one of the things that I know about my area, let me go ahead and stop it from turning, is that a lot of people relocate to Arizona. Okay. That's why when I created my niche of, hey, who is my ideal client? It was people who were relocating from wherever, typically a colder place. So these are people who are retiring or have already retired. So I'm going to go to active. because I don't want coming soon status because I can't make a squeeze page on something that's in coming soon. I'm going to go ahead and grab a zip code, 85249. And then what I want to find is I want to find not only a golf course house, but a golf course house that's in a age-restricted community. But even that is still kind of easy to find on Zillow. So now I'm also going to say, and it has a pool in the backyard, because those are hard to find. So I'm going to go down from my zip code. I'm going to put in my pool feature. I know everyone's MLS looks different. So let me go. The easiest way for me to find age restricted is by looking for a specific school. So I'm going to say adult, and then it's going to only pull adult house or adult communities. There's only one. Okay. This is how hard it is to find these types of houses. So now I'm going to go to my list, find this house. I'm going to go ahead and check it out. This is in Springfield. I know exactly where that neighborhood is. I've done open houses over there. It's gorgeous. So let me go ahead and check out this house. I don't know why agents always start like on the inside. They don't show you what the outside of the house looks like. That's kind of, I don't like it. All right. So let me see if I can find a picture. Okay. Yep. It does have that pool. It is on the golf course. They've got sunshades. I still have yet to see what the front of the house looks like. Okay, come on. Where's the front of the house, people? Well, that looks like does that not look like a phone picture? Like all the other ones were good until they got to this one. Okay. All right, well, you know what? I got to use what I got to have. Well, what I have. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo of the front of the house. On Facebook Marketplace ads, you have to have a minimum of one picture. You don't have to have more than that. Now that front of that house was not the most gorgeous. So hang on, I hit the wrong button and now I've got to find the house again. So let me grab it. Now that I know what neighborhood it's in, it's easier to find. So let me go to subdivision Springfield. All right, so there's 5 houses in the neighborhood, but only one of them actually had the pool. All right, so here it was. Okay, now it's listed with HomeSmart, which is not my brokerage. It doesn't matter. I can advertise any listing with any brokerage. I just have to make sure that the consumer knows who owns the listing, which HomeSmart does. So I'm going to click back on it again because I want to grab another picture of what the backyard looks like. I wanted to find the pretty picture of the backyard. This one works. Okay. So I'm going to copy this one as well. You don't have to do 2 pictures, but since that front picture really doesn't look too appealing, I want to give them something that makes them want to click on the post. Now I'm going to leave this here. Okay. The only thing that I need right now is I need this MLS ID. So I'm going to grab that. And now I'm going to go into kvCORE. When I go into kvCORE, I'm going to go to lead engine on the left. And I'm going to go to squeeze pages. This is going to be a single property squeeze page. I'm going to click single property. And then right here where it says listing, you can add the MLS or the address. So this is the address. What I'm creating is a single property squeeze page for this house. My source, you don't have to put anything here. What this does is it lets you know where did you put this piece of lead generation. So that way, when you're looking down in your business analytics, you can see like, oh, this one was actually a really good one. That way you can kind of monitor. So I'm going to put Facebook marketplace, hashtag. My hashtag is going to be the name of the street. So it's Senate Street. And actually, I'm going to take that capital S off. It doesn't have to be capital, but it bothered me that it was like that. Defaults. Property views allowed before registration. This is totally up to you. It defaults to 2, meaning they can look at this property the first time and not have to register. The second time that they look at it, they're going to have to register. Now, the argument can go both ways. I want all of their information immediately, so let me go ahead and get it. Or, you know what? I'm going to, let me rewind. You could say the moment they click on it, I want the lead. But is everyone who's clicking on it going to be good for your database? Or would it be better to have a higher quality of lead? These are people who've looked at this house twice. Okay. Keep in mind that you're adding a hashtag, because later, if you wanted to, before you post this somewhere, you could create just like a 3-touch campaign that triggers with this hashtag that says like, thank you so much for requesting more information on our listing on Senate Street, whatever, whatever, whatever. The second touch could be a text message that says, would you like to schedule a private showing? The next touch could just be like a reminder for you to call them and kind of follow up with them. So it's totally up to you, but just know that when you add in that hashtag, it gives you the option to have the computer trigger the campaign for you. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the link. All right. Now I'm going to grab this smaller link, and now I'm ready to go to Facebook. So it's not going to let me. I know it's not, because it's going to kick me out. Okay.
Wait, so you said generate the, so did you have to put direct link or short link, or you just clicked generate link? Sorry, I missed that.
That's okay. You just click generate link and it's going to give you 2. I use the short link anytime I'm putting something on like a social media. I use the longer link whenever I'm adding like a link to something specifically, like when I customized my kvCORE website, I added the direct links. When whenever I add stuff into like my my optimized website, so like on my milkshake or anything like that, I use the direct links. But on social media, I typically use the shortened links. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through these next steps since I can't get into Facebook, and then I'm going to let somebody else power through it. So now I'm going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to find Facebook Marketplace. When you get there, there is a button that says, I want to create a ad, or I'm selling something. And one of the options is selling or renting a house. So you click on that, you say that you're selling the house, and then you're going to start filling in the required information, things that you have to put in there. The address, you have to put in the address. It won't let you sell a house without giving the exact address. You have to say how many bedrooms it is. You have to say how many bathrooms it is. I believe square footage is also a question. It's going to ask you the price. Now, there are people out there that will say, just put it for $1. I disagree with that for a lot of different reasons. Number one, that's not the price of the house. The house is never going to sell for $1. And 2, it kind of gives us like, I don't know, it gives me a bad taste in my mouth. If someone's saying it's only like, really, that's what you're saying? Like, that sounds like used car salesman. No offense to anyone who's ever been a car salesman. Good job. I love you. Okay. But it just seems kind of like bait and switch to me, which is really not allowed in our industry. Okay. So I just always say, put in the actual price. You're going to have to upload a minimum of 1 picture. Now, some people will create like a Canva image with like a couple pictures of the house and all this pretty stuff. It's not necessary. It doesn't help the algorithm. It's not going to make more people click on the link. It doesn't do anything to drive traffic. So why make it harder? Just screenshot the picture of the front of the house. If you want to add 2 pictures, that's totally fine, but I wouldn't add them all. Because again, we want them to click on the link. Now, in the description, it's going to say, like, tell me about this house. I go to MLS and I grab the entire private remarks that are on there. but I also read through them. We have a lot of people in our industry who are using terms that are RESPA violations. Okay. You cannot say this is a great family home. You cannot say stuff like the school down the street would be great for your kids. You can't say stuff like master bedroom. Like there's so many words that people are still using that are inappropriate. So because my name's on this and it's out there for the masses to see, I go ahead and I kind of like proofread what they said. Now, after I've copied that description, okay, I'm going to give credit to the brokerage that is listing this property. Okay, if it's not my brokerage, then I need to say listed by. This one specifically was listed with HomeSmart. So I need to say home is listed by HomeSmart. Under that, I'm going to put in there equal housing opportunity. Okay, because the equal housing opportunity logo is not on there. Okay, it's not on the picture. So I need to make sure that I put that in my writing. Then I'm going to give a call to action. To view this home or schedule a private showing, copy and paste the link below. And that is where I leave this link right here. You can do the shortened link or the direct link. Okay. If you subscribe to like Rebrandly or Tiny URL or Bitly or anything like that, you could and you have like your own URL that you purchase through GoDaddy, you can use that service. So like my husband, he has Rebrandly. And so one of the things that we had purchased was, I think it's Chris Durbin AZ or something like that. So he's able to create a shortened link to this or a rebranded link that says Chris Durbin Homes or whatever it is, / and then it would be like Senate Street. If I do not have a purchased URL, I can still use Rebrandly. It's going to say Rebrandly / and then I can do Senate Street. You don't have to pay for the service. I think it's like 4 links a day that I get for free that I'm not charged for. And the cool thing with Rebrandly is it'll show you the ticker count on how many people have actually used that link. Even like, because let's say that they bypass, right? So like, let's say because I have this at a default of 2, I'm not getting all the leads that I thought I was going to get. But when I look at the ticker count for this rebranded link, I can see, oh, wow, there were 30 people who clicked on it. So this was a good link. Maybe now when I change it up, I am going to have them go ahead and register on the first time. Okay. Now, what happens a lot of times, and then like after you do that, then you go ahead and you say, okay, submit my post or whatever. What's going to happen is people are going to go into Facebook Marketplace, right? They're going to see your post. They're going to send you a message through Facebook Messenger. Okay, there's an automatic button that you click as a consumer that just says, is this still available? Okay, it's not a robot. It's just they clicked the button, is this still available? So that way it sends you that text message. When people do that, do not try to convert them in Facebook Messenger. Okay, it's a waste of your time. So what I always do is I redirect them to my website. Yes, it is. Please view this home and many others and then I give them my website, which my website's my first name, last name.exp.com. Okay. So whatever your website is up here, that's where you want to redirect them. Okay. If they're not willing to log into your website, you don't need to waste your time. Okay. Because it's just not going to work. I've had other agents that are like, I redirect them to my website, but then I also give them my phone number. Or for a quicker response time, call or text me at this number. Okay, that's totally fine. I mean, like, all right, I guess you could give them your phone number. So that way you're showing them like, hey, look, I'm a real person. You're a real person. Let's talk. But it's totally up to you. Now, things you need to know about squeeze pages. All squeeze pages, whether they are multi, single, seller, market report, anything like that, they are what are called dynamic links. So every 10 minutes, it's going to change. So see right here where I have this history button. if I created this, now this is a single property, okay? So that's not really the best choice, but multi-property, right? Let's say that I've created a squeeze page of all the open houses in a certain zip code or in a certain area or in a certain price point. If I've created this, it's going to be in my history. So this is where you're building them. This is your history. It's going to show you all the ones, okay? So this is a seller squeeze page for people in Queen Creek. This was a multi-property squeeze page for Gilbert. This was a market report for this zip code. This was a seller squeeze page for this. This was another single property. Here's a multi-property for Sun Groves. These are all dynamic links. And what that means is every 10 minutes, it's going to update. So right here, what are all of the homes that are in Sun Groves? If a new one pops up in 10 minutes, this squeeze page will update and it will show that house. If one of them closes, that one will then fall off. So you don't have to always create new ones every time. That was something that took me a while to figure out if it was true or not, but I've been testing stuff and I can confirm with 100% accuracy, squeeze pages are dynamic, meaning that they will stick around. So this is that single property squeeze page that I created. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to go up here and this is what it will look like when people actually click on the link to view the home on Senate.
So I put down that you said to copy the link. Did I write that wrong? They're supposed to click on the link if they want to view it, right?
Well, so Facebook Marketplace does not allow hyperlinks. So they're going to have to copy and paste that link into their web source or whatever to be able to get to that link. It won't be like a blue hyperlink.
And then, so they would have to copy and paste, then click on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is what they're going to see. When they click on it, they're going to see, oh, there's Jackie. Yeah, that's the girl who I saw on Facebook. Like, she's the person. Here is her phone number. Oh, it is listed with HomeSmart. Look what it doesn't have, though. It doesn't have their phone number. The only reason it would have the phone number is if you are the listing agent. So like I made one for one of our listings and it had my phone number right here, but then it had my husband's phone number because he's the primary agent on the listing. That's the only time though it's going to have a phone number.
So do you have to put this on your website?
Nope.
It's automatically put on your website?
Automatically there.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so any squeeze page that you make, it's going to redirect them to your website, but it's going to pull up that home independently. And then if they want to look at other homes, then they can go ahead and put in those areas and it'll grab the homes that are in that area. So let's say that they want to look in Sun Lakes. So now it's going to pull up the map over here. It's going to show them the Sun Lakes community. It's showing them the borders. We are a city on a grid system. So people always ask, like, what are your cross streets? So it's going to show them where those homes are. It's going to let them see all of this. Well, let's say that a pool is some of their things that they would like. So I can go down here and say, hey, I want a pool. Apply that filter. There are 28 that they say have a pool in this neighborhood. And then this one was just reduced. So it'll tell you different things. So yeah, this is how our website works, just organically. All right, I am going to stop sharing. And then I'm going to ask for a volunteer who will, with my guidance, do this live so that way I can go through all of the possible issues.
And you're looking at Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually logged in.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic.
All right. Share your screen.
Okay. Oh, I have so many things open right now. Okay. Can you see it?
Yep. Okay, so
so
see, yep. Okay, so the first thing that you're doing is you're going into Facebook. So she already went into Marketplace. So then it says home for sale or rent. So you click there. Now notice it's showing your profile. So over there on the left, it's showing your face, it's showing your name. Okay. You have to add a minimum of 1 photo. Okay. So right there where it says add photos, you can add 1.
okay.
Then down from that, it says home for sale or rent. Now I can tell you, you can say it's for sale. People are still going to ask you if it's for rent. And I'm like, did you not read the thing? But you know what? I am working on not judging. It's one of the things I asked God to help me out with. So you just click on for sale. And then these are the things that are required. You have to say what the property type is. I think when you click on that, it's like, yeah, if it's a house, an apartment, a townhouse. So you click on whatever one is appropriate. The number of bedrooms.
I didn't pick one out yet.
That's
so
totally fine. That's totally fine. Do that. Okay, now then it's going to say the price. Okay, so just put the price in. Perfect. All right, you're going to put in an address. And watch on the right. The right is going to pull up the map so that way people can see what area it is. Now, below the property address is where it says property description. That is where I copy and paste the private remarks from my MLS. Obviously, I'm editing it just to make sure, one, that it's grammatically correct, that they're using the right words, like that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then below that is where I say who it's listed by. Even if it's my brokerage, I'm still going to say listed by and then the name of the brokerage. It doesn't matter if it's your brokerage or not. Okay. Now, if it is my brokerage, then up above in the property description, before I put like the stuff over from MLS, I'm going to say, check out our listing, because I'm allowed to say that. It's my listing. It's our listing. It's with my brokerage. Like it doesn't belong to Bill Young. It's mine. Okay. It's all of ours. After I say it's listed, like the description listed by the brokerage, and I'm putting spaces between those just so that way it's easier to kind of see the separation. I need to put the sentence that says equal housing opportunity to make sure that you are in compliance. And then I'm going to give them the call to action to view more pictures or schedule a private showing. Copy and paste the link below. And then that's where I add that link from that squeeze page.
Perfect. Should I do it now?
If you want to, you totally can.
Okay, so I just want to do this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You put that all in the description, you said?
Yep. I put all of that in the description.
You said private remarks?
Mm-hmm.
And this is 552 Indian Hill. Uh-oh. Mm.
Houses in Texas have a certain look about them.
Yeah, we love brick out here.
Uh-huh.
We love brick.
And like there's always like accent colors. It's not because like in Kentucky, like we had brick houses, but it's like every single house in Texas has like that like white accent somewhere in it.
Mm-hmm.
The houses in Rhode Island, they all look like they've been there for forever. They're like,
Because they have.
I know, right? But like out here, it's
It's
like
all-
all the houses look the same. like states like that, the houses have been around for so long that like it's not, I mean, like I'm sure like in some of the neighborhoods you might have like a builder that like, you know, had like 4 or 5 models, but like for the most part, like you go out there and it's like the crown molding is like from like the 15th century and all this other stuff. I'm like, this is so cool. I love looking at houses in different spots.
Hey, Jackie, now can you remind me again what to put with property description? I know that
Yeah.
you said we're going to add the link and everything.
Yeah. So go back to your MLS and grab those the public remarks
Oh,
where it
yep, I
talks
already
about the
copied
house.
that.
Okay, yeah, copy that over and then to the description. Let's see, this was Caldwell Banker. So copy that. Click enter a couple times. And then say listed with Caldwell Banker.
Jackie, I gotta run because I have a 1 o'clock, but thank you for doing
No
this.
problem.
I'll catch up with you.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Okay.
And then under that, do equal housing opportunity underneath that one. Yep.
And then this is the part where we put the link, right?
Yep.
Okay, I would actually have to go back in.
That's totally fine.
I was doing it on another house, but then I couldn't find any good ones.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Now put that now above that, like so where equal housing is, do it.
Oh.
Yep. And then say right there on that line where you're typing to view more photos or schedule a private showing, copy and paste the link below. Yep. And then, so like down there, it has like advanced things where you can put in the square feet. You don't have to put that in. They're optional. Don't do it. It takes too long. And then you just hit next. And then you publish it and it goes on Marketplace.
Perfect.
All right. So what I will do, I will, as soon as I'm finished, like as soon as I get off of here, I will add this video into the YouTube page, and then I'll email all of you all the link and the email that you always get. But if you have questions, reach out to me. Like I do one-on-one stuff. I do monthly coaching. There's tons of stuff. And I did have somebody that reached out to me and they were like, I really want your help, but I can't afford you. And I'm like, girl, let's figure this out then. Like, I'm not going to have somebody just sitting over there not being able to like figure out what they're doing. I'm like, let me know what is your budget? Okay, then let's tailor something that I can do at that price that's going to help you generate business. So that way, guess what? If I help you generate business, guess what you can afford? More coaching from me. So of course that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, but it has been a blast getting to know you all. I hope that you have enjoyed this and gained some more confidence in this system. On that, let me pull it up. On that 5-day thing, the page right below has like the checklist. Okay. If you are a paper pencil person, I would do this and I would put those tasks down that I'm going to add people, that I'm going to do this, that I'm going to, build a squeeze page every day, that I'm going to do this. And then if you do it on the days, check it off. And then start to see, like, after you've done this, let's say for like a month, what type of business is it generating for you? Okay. Because consistency is key. If you do it just one time, it's not going to help. Like when I first started doing real estate, I did an open house and I was like, okay, this was scary AF. Okay. I was constantly worried that like the person who was coming through the house was going to like kill me, bond me, do something with me, put me in their trunk, and I was going to be gone. And there were like 2 people who came in, they refused to put down their information. And I was like, open houses suck. Whoever said open houses are the best way to get buyers were lying. And so I was like, I'm not doing open houses no more. Now, if you've done open houses, you know that there are bad experiences, but there's also good experiences. So the key to finding production and increasing your production in kvCORE is by having that same mindset of, you know what, I'm just gonna, it doesn't take me, but like, what did that take us? Like 5-ish minutes to do that ad. If you do that every single day, if you do it over time, you're going to get leads. And if you have issues with how to handle those people, then that's totally fine. Reach out to me and I can help out. But
And that's
say it again.
is free to put those listings on Marketplace is free.
Doesn't cost anything. Do not boost anything on Facebook. Do not do the property boost or the making it rain stuff in kvCORE. It's going on Facebook. It's the same type of people. So why should I pay I mean, like, yeah, it's $60, but like, that's a tank of gas. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it this way, which is free. And I'm still giving it to the exact same audience, the exact same. It's not like I'm getting to see different people. Now, yes, it's a sponsored ad, blah, 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 whatever. They do like some retargeting. I've boosted things. I didn't get anybody that was convertible. Now, it could have been because of like my geographic location and who's looking on Facebook to purchase homes. So like there's a language barrier. We may have like their budget may be an issue because homes in Arizona are expensive. There is no affordable housing in the state of Arizona unless you are like, I don't even know where you would go. Like I was talking to the lady that does our therapy for my son. She was like, what do you and your husband do? I was like, oh, we're real estate agents. She goes, yeah. She goes, I was trying to buy a house. She goes, and I talked to a lender and he got me approved for like $250. And I'm like, there's not a whole lot you can buy for $250. And she's a single mom. She has a couple kids. And like the places where, and I know I'm not supposed to say this, but as a female and as a mama, I'm going to say this, but like the places where she could afford, I myself would not feel comfortable there. And I own a Smith & Wesson. So like, if I don't feel safe there, I would never want to put another female in danger where something could happen to her or her children or put them in harm's way. So I'm like, you know what? Was there a reason why they said this was your, and she goes, and I looked up what the payment would be. She goes, and I paid triple that for my rent. And I'm like, okay, you probably have more debt. I was like, because we have what's called a front end and a back end ratio, and you have to fall into certain categories. I'm like, let me let you talk to my lender and get you into this. But when I was doing stuff on Facebook, if I'm boosting my things, these are going to be people that I'm going to have to nurture. I'm going to have to help them get into a position. So why should I pay $60? No, do it on Facebook Marketplace. It doesn't cost anything. If you get 2 leads, guess what? Your return of investment is 100% because it didn't cost anything. I mean, 5 minutes of your time, but that's not that bad.
Are you putting the same listing on until it sells, or are you doing a different listing every day?
I'm doing a different listing every single day, and I am doing different niches each day. So like one niche may be an age restricted community for like the people who are relocating here to retire. One might be horse property because we have a horse property. So that if I have a listing, I'm definitely doing my listing. I would say probably 3 of the 7 days of the week. Because I want to sell my house and it would be great to double dip. I would love to be dual agent. Okay. But then I'm grabbing different niches till I figure out what works. When we first moved here, nobody knew who we were. And I know I'm going over, but that's okay. I have a meeting at 10, but I can jump on there in a second.
Right.
You're fine. But what we found was non-HOA communities. So homes where they didn't have an HOA, okay? But we all know HOAs, yeah, they can be a pain in the butt because like they tell you all the rules and you got to follow them, and I'm an adult and I'll do what I want to do. But they were non-HOA homes that were in like a desirable area, right? So like you didn't have to worry about like, oh, there's a trailer next to you, there's a $500,000 house, and then there's a plot of land with somebody doing questionable stuff. So we would always make sure that it was a spot that was like, people like to live there, and maybe they didn't know that it was non-HOA. Or if we knew that there was like like popular schools, right? So in Arizona, it's different because we have open enrollment. So you can pretty much send your kid wherever you want to go. It doesn't matter. It's just if they're not the neighborhood school, then you have to provide transportation. Like we live in Queen Creek and my kid goes to a Chandler school. Like I'm not even in the same county or the same city, and my kid goes to whatever school that I want them to, but I just have to provide transportation. So it doesn't always work in every place, but if you know a certain school district is really popular, and that's where a lot of people like to send their children for whatever reason, grab homes that are in that school district and be like, hey, another home that's available in the blank school district. Now, don't say the safest school district, the best school district, the blah, 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 because we can't say that, right? Doesn't matter. When you feel safe, that's when shit hits the fan. But you could use those though as different things. Let's say that there's like a nightlife, right? I don't even know what people do for nightlife anymore. I'm medium age, but like I know that downtown Gilbert is really popular. There's tons of restaurants, there's live music. It's like people love to go down there and walk around. If I could find a house that was maybe good for an investor that's kind of close by, that would be an incredible niche. And I could just say, you know what? This would work. Let's say that Airbnbs are really popular in my area. Find a house that the neighborhood or wherever they are in the city allows for short-term rentals, Airbnb opportunity, and then put that link. So you have to think with the consumer hat on when you're building out those different squeeze pages.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem, guys. All right. You all have a great weekend. Go out and sell some houses, make some money. And if you need me, you can reach out to me.
Thanks,
you.
Jackie.
Bye, guys.